When we speak about high value, we certainly cannot exclude emotional maturity in a man. There is no way a man is high value if he has zero emotional maturity. But what does that actually look like? That is going to be today's video. How to tell if a man is emotionally mature. I will see you right after this. Now, it's difficult sometimes to be able to determine whether the man that we are seeing or dating is emotionally mature. So I'm just going to give you some guidelines and we're going to have a chit chat in the next 15 minutes. But I would love for you to book a call with any of our coaches because we're here waiting for you to help you. Let's not try and do our work in the comments, darlings. I'm reading some of your comments and a lot of you are really in a bad way. You're really hurting. You're really confused. There's a lot going on and I can tell you're crying out for help, but we cannot coach you in the comments. So please download the Black Swan app. It's called the Black Swan Relationship app. All the links are in the bio. And just connect with a coach. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just connect, and that can change your life. So emotionally mature men are good listeners. They understand the value of communication in a relationship. These are not those men that sit in the corner and grunt and don't, and sort of wait for you to share what you have to share, roll their eyes and call you crazy, or get defensive whenever a woman needs to share her thoughts. An emotionally mature man knows how to sit in his masculine energy, to hold space and structure the space for his feminine to feel like she can express her feelings. When you have a man who disregards your feelings, this is a manifestation of emotional immaturity. Why? Because an inability to handle other people's emotions and attacking them or deflecting or doing all of these evasive maneuvers and judging and all of the dysfunctional ways of communicating is that you are actually being triggered yourself and you have not learned how to manage your own triggers. So this means that there's a man who has not mastered his emotions. He's a man that has emotional immaturity. So he still responds to conflict or criticism or communication as an attack. He's inner child. His trauma just shows up and he's been doing it forever and he's never actually checked himself. So if you find that you're with a man who does not want to listen, doesn't care to listen, is listening to respond, is listening to and becomes defensive, this is an emotionally immature man. It doesn't matter how much money he has, what car he drives, how successful he is. If he cannot hold space for you to communicate and he's not a good listener, really listening in to be able to fix it, to provide a solution, to soothe you, most importantly, and to project the way forward, this is not an emotionally mature man. An emotionally mature man is a man who is emotionally available. That means that he is happy, willing, and able to communicate clearly and directly his own feelings. This is a man that you can have a feelings conversation with, and he can articulate exactly how he felt, how he feels, his emotional desires. This is different from a guy who's always in his feelings, who's always, being angry, who's always full of emotion. He's either angry, he's always in one emotional space or the other, and his emotions are not in check. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a man who is open to share with you exactly how he feels. So I was talking to a guy friend of mine and he had a falling out with his girlfriend. She wanted something from him and he was not willing to give it to her. And the only reason he was not prepared to give it to her is because he was punishing her for something that she did. I was able to have a conversation with him and say, look, let's just be vulnerable. He was like, what? He was like, no way, I am not going to be vulnerable. Women don't respect vulnerability. And I said to him, that's because you don't know how to communicate vulnerably as a man. This is what had happened. She had been really terrible and just done a few things that I would not approve of. She'd basically been rude and disrespectful. And instead of him checking her at the door, setting his standard, putting a clear boundary, he just decided to get into his feelings and be more punitive and punish her and withhold and all of the things that men tend to do when they're emotionally immature or emotionally unavailable. So I said to him, just gonna explain that, look, when I was with you, you did A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I don't like it. It makes me feel this way and it makes me think that, and I would like you to correct that. He picked up the phone. He wasn't quite sure. He did exactly as I told him. And she's usually very argumentative, but she was like, yes, sure, that will never happen again, because he was a clear leader. So he was able to share his feelings, but within a structure, within a constructive structure. How is he going to take things forward? How is he going to resolve? A man telling you what happened to him emotionally and what broke him is fantastic, but can he show what he has done, where he is going, how that has affected him? This is about being able to show your emotions as a man without feeling like, or making your partner feel like you're off the rails. Like, this is my emotion, this is how I feel, this is what will resolve it, this is the position you can take to support me, and this is where I am headed with this particular issue in my emotions, right? I am looking to get therapy, or I'm resolving it, I'm working it out, but this is what I'm going through. This is an emotionally mature man. He has emotional availability. He's not outsourcing his needs to multiple people. There's a sense that he's emotionally available to you to connect with him in a real emotional way. And yes, men need that from their partners. They just often don't know how to communicate it. Number 3, an emotionally mature man takes accountability. He is not afraid to apologize when he has done something wrong. He's not afraid to say, darling, I am so sorry. I didn't realize that that would make you feel that way. He's not afraid to hear and recognize when he has gone off the rails. If you are with a man, entertaining a man who does not know how to say he is sorry, this is a man who is emotionally immature. It means that he does not know and is not willing to take accountability, because that just means he gets his toys taken away from him and he loses respect. Some men believe that by accepting fault, they will lose the respect of the women that they're trying to win or keep. Unfortunately, by not taking responsibility and not apologizing, a man will lose respect in the eyes of his feminine. Being able to apologize is the highest act of leadership. Even myself, when I am wrong with my coaches, when I am wrong with even my son, I will be first to say, I am so sorry. This is my bad. I made a mistake. I wasn't looking. I apologize. This does not make me lose authority. This shows my coaches that, and my child and the people who I lead, that I am somebody who can be accountable, and that makes me respectable. So if a man does not understand that and is not able to apologize and take responsibility, he is emotionally immature and a low-value man.
Simple steps to join Black Swan Community. Download the Black Swan app from either Google Play Store or Apple Store. Launch the app and tap on Register. Put in your valid information, then tap on Continue. Put in the verification code sent to your email to authenticate your account. Then log into your account. Be sure to accept all permissions displayed at installation stage to enjoy all the cool features in the app. You can now enjoy a community of high-value women with support from coaches and trainers. Book calls with coaches, chat, post, and interact with the community. Enjoy!
An emotionally mature man is respecting. He is respectful. He knows and respects your boundaries. An emotionally mature man doesn't force his way past your boundaries. He's able to observe boundaries. He's able to understand standards. He's a person that does not internalize your boundaries as something to do with him being less of a man. He's a person who can respect your boundaries, who can say, sure, babe, if you're not comfortable with that, then I won't do it. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable in this relationship. So an emotionally mature man is respecting. Number 5, an emotionally mature man is supportive. He will always encourage you to pursue your passions, to pursue your dreams. He will never stand in the way. He will never feel intimidated by a woman who is here trying to change her life and the life of her lineage and the life of her children and the life of the people around her. He will support you. He'll be the wind beneath your wings. He will be the person behind you going, you can do it. This is a sign of an emotionally mature man when he is supportive. If a man cannot support you, if he brings you down, if he pulls you down, if he finds something wrong with your dream, if he always is the downer, the wet blanket on everything that you want to do, this is a sign that he is emotionally immature. Number 6, he is adaptable. An emotionally mature man is adaptable. He understands that things change. He understands that there may be a need for him to maybe take some time off work for a month so that he can look after the kids and look after the home whilst you go and do what you need to do. He understands that for the team to win, sometimes he has to play the feminine, sometimes he has to be the supportive feminine, the passive feminine, sometimes he just has to take that back seat and let you lead, because he understands that for the team to win, he has to reposition himself. An emotionally mature man is adaptable. He does not see the need to adapt or to change or to shift or to support or to be in a more supportive role where the wife is leading or the girlfriend is leading as some sense that he's no longer a man. This is a sign of emotional immaturity when he has to lead in everything. He has to be the one that knows everything. He has to be the one that sends the charge. We want men who are like Touré Roberts, who is able to say, wifey, go in that thing. I'm still a man. I got your bag. And we love that. We love it when we see Sarah Jakes doing her thing and shining bright like a star. And we love to see an emotionally mature man in Touré Roberts who is like, I've got you. And if you need to shine, and if you need to shout, and if you need to be there, I'm gonna have your back, and I'm gonna be screaming the loudest in the back. That is an emotionally mature man. In fact, I think he's emotionally mature in so many ways, and if all men could just be like him, the world would be a better place. Don't you agree? And if you don't know who they are, Touré Roberts and Sarah Jakes Roberts, go check them out, because they're the best example of coupledom. By no means are they perfect, but they're definitely a couple that we want to be looking at and learning from. All right, next, last but absolutely not least, they are committed. They're committed through challenges. Emotionally mature men commit. When the relationship is going through a challenge, when the relationship is going through hard times, they commit to working through the challenges. They commit to getting to the other side. They commit to finding a solution. Darling, should we go for counseling? Darling, should we talk about this some more? Darling, are you open to more communication? Darling, I was speaking to this person who is a counselor, and they advised that perhaps we could try this. Even though we're going through a hard time, I want you to know that I love you, and we're going through this challenge, but we will overcome it, and I got your back, and we're going to find a way because I believe in us. This is an emotionally mature man. If you are dating a man who dumps you at the sight of trouble, this is an emotionally immature man. If you're dating a man who punishes you at the first sign of trouble, withholds his affection, withholds his love, gets into a strop, he is emotionally immature. Now, Chengi, what do you do when you find that he's ticking all 7 boxes and he's not mature? Oh my goodness. This is really for you to recognize whether you are compatible with this person or not. And perhaps also look at your own emotional maturity. Can you tick these 7 boxes off your list? Are you somebody who can hold space? Are you somebody who can communicate? Are you somebody who can push through? If you are that person and he cannot, you are incompatible. Say it after me. Incompatible. We cannot be in a romantic relationship with a man and also mother him emotionally. We cannot raise the man that should be our leader. It is an oxymoron. He must be somebody that we look up to, somebody that we admire, somebody that we honor, because everything about him says, I'm large, in charge, in control of myself, and anything that could happen to us, I've got you. If your man is not somebody that you can look up to, and he looks up to you, and you have to manage him emotionally, darling, you are incompatible. Now, if you went and got married to this guy, then both of you need to go for couples counseling. Both of you need to have somebody hold both of you accountable, because I can imagine imagine that you have resorted to toxic ways of managing him, and this relationship has become very toxic. Because in a relationship dynamic where the masculine is immature, he creates an atmosphere where only drama can thrive. He creates toxicity that only drama can survive. So I can imagine that you're losing your mind right now. If this is you, and even if he is not willing to go for counseling, book a call with one of our coaches. We're here to help you. Don't leave a whole story, War and Peace Part 10 in the comments so that we can empathize. I want you to commit to downloading the Black Swan app, to going to blackswanrelationshipacademy.com, booking a discovery call, connect with a coach, and one call can change absolutely everything. I absolutely love you, and I hope that this video was helpful, and I'll see you in my next one. In the meantime, do take care of you. Love you lots. Bye-bye now. Well done for coming to the end of this video. What I want to ask you is, what have you learned? What is your takeaway? And what are you going to start practicing right away? Those 3 things are how you are going to get the best out of every class here at the Black Swan Relationship Academy. Please put it in the comments so that we can all have a look. So I can have a look, the coaches can have a look, and I promise you, we read every comment. We may not be able to reply to every comment, but we read all the comments, and we want to see how you are growing. And we will see you on the next video.